What's up, fellas? Welcome to episode 1 of my podcast. Looking for Alaska is a 2005 young adult novel from American author John Green. The book starts out with the main character, Miles, getting sent to boarding school in Alabama, Birmingham. There, he meets his roommate, Chip, or as the other people at the school call him, the Colonel. I really think so far, based on what I've read of the book, I think the book's kind of interesting. I don't really like any of the characters that much. I think a lot of the characters are kind of bland and boring, but that's just my opinion. I really think that Miles and his fascination for knowing the last words of people is you know, it's kind of interesting too, you know. Yeah. I think the book is fine. The Colonel introduces Miles to his friends, that being Alaska, and then later Miles meets Takumi. Both of these characters are really interesting, especially Alaska. The book it's called Looking for Alaska, so Alaska is a pretty important character. Based on what I've read so far, that being pages 1 through 66, I'm thinking that Alaska might have some tragic backstory with her mother dying, you know, and maybe that will get explored later in the book, you know. I think another prediction is that I think Alaska's gonna die for sure. I think the book, it follows the format of days before, and then halfway through the book it switches to days after. Kind of interesting. I'm thinking that days before is actually counting up until Alaska dies, or, you know, maybe one of the main characters dies, and then days after it's gonna be them reflecting on that character's death. You know, that's just an opinion, though. That's just an inference. That's just an inference. Alaska is a very interesting character. She's very weird and very peculiar. But so are all the characters. Also, Miles has a huge crush on Alaska. He keeps describing her body, and, you know, honestly, it's making me really uncomfortable in the classroom environment. I really hope that later on in the book it doesn't get any more suggestive than this. You know? I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. Another thing I find interesting about the book so far is the way that the characters are actually written. Up to this point, they're all very weirdly written. I think it's just the author and how the author writes his characters, but a good example of this is when Miles is almost killed by being thrown into the lake with duct tape over his arms and mouth and legs. And then the Colonel, after that happens, he says he's not going to let anyone mess with his new friends. However, this is just after meeting Miles, so I think it's kind of peculiar that the Colonel is saying that Miles is his best friend right after meeting him, you know. But maybe that's just a couple of interesting things about the writing and the way that it's written. I'm not anyone to judge. Yeah, I think the book's good so far, and I'm interested to see what the final theme of the book is. You know, maybe the theme has something to do with one of the main characters dying halfway through the book. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't gone there yet. I'm still on page 66. We'll see. Anyway, join me next time for next episode of the podcast. Thank you a lot for watching. I got some ham here. A very good ham. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say about the book. Ham's very good though. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Very much appreciated. Bye.